Hi, this is Kelly Boys. Welcome to a long Yoga Nidra practice. So settle in. You may find yourself in a lying down, comfortably supported position. You may be seated or even walking, but the practice is intended for a deep relaxation. So wherever you are right now, make yourself about 10% more comfortable. So adjusting, if you're lying down, your shoulder blades down your back. Maybe taking a deep breath in, pausing at the top of the inhale. And then exhaling all the way out. Let's begin the practice by setting an intention. Perhaps it is to relax. Perhaps it is to meet a difficult emotion or a thought you've been having that's been very challenging for you. Or perhaps to cultivate a sense of joy. So whatever your intention is, take a moment to name it inwardly. Okay, now bring attention to your whole body. So do a body scan from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. So maybe with an inhalation, bringing attention to the very top of your head, crown of your head. Pause. And then exhale into your whole body down through the soles of your feet. So finding yourself arriving here in this meditation practice, in touch with your intention, maybe even squeezing and releasing both fists, locating yourself in the room wherever you are. And is there a sense that you can get in touch with of ease, of well-being? You may have any different kind of an emotion present or different state of mind. So that's all welcome to be here, but can you take a moment and sift through that and find a place in your body, your mind, that feels at ease? If you can't quite locate it, or even if you can, feel free to conjure up an image or a memory, perhaps in nature with a loved one, that when you're here, you can entirely relax. Could be with a pet, loved one, or you could be by yourself at home or in nature. And in this image or memory, notice how you feel in your body when you can truly let your guard down. And get in touch with an intrinsic sense of well-being, that I'm okay in this moment. There's nothing right now that I need to do other than just be here. So as you feel this sense of inner resource, of well-being, of ease, notice how and where you feel that in your body. And can you let your mind, in a sense, catch up with your body, allowing this perhaps busy thoughts or the cycle of thinking to slow, and there to be an increased sense of rest and your own presence, really. This is going to be important as we do the rest of the meditation practice. so that you can know that during the practice you can come back to this place of ease and well-being at any moment. It's important for your life too, because you can come back to touch into this intrinsic sense of well-being no matter what circumstance is happening. But it takes time, so we're allowing ourselves to focus on what is well, what is easeful, and what is rested. And if for some reason this isn't available to you, it's something that can come through the practice, so no problem. Let's move on to the next piece. We're going to do a body scan. What happens is our minds can race, and we often follow the train of thought. And one way to disrupt that pattern for our own well-being is to bring attention back to the body, because our minds can't easily be on our thinking and our body at the same time. So let my voice become your voice as we rotate attention through the body. So I'll name a body part and simply notice what you experience. Doesn't need to look a certain way. So we'll start with the jaw. Sense your jaw. Notice if there's any tension you're holding. You may move your jaw around a little bit. Notice as you sense tension, it can actually naturally release. So this process is not trying to induce relaxation, because if we try to make relaxation happen, it doesn't happen that easily. It's actually easier when we place attention where there is some kind of contraction or tension. If we simply give kind, loving attention there, it will naturally release, or it can. So sensing your jaw, your ears, your left and your right ear. If you can, feel both of your ears at the same time. So again, it's hard for the mind to be on two objects at once. So as you simply feel both ears, notice what happens in your body and your mind. This is a meditation that takes patience and presence. So we're building that muscle of being patiently attentive to our own bodies. Notice now the flow of breath in and out of the nose or the mouth. And bring attention to your eyes, your left eye and your right eye. And feel both eyes at the same time. You may feel behind the eyes where there's a kind of grasping or tension. You may relax both eyes. But sensing, again, both eyes at once, letting the mind focus on the body. There's no particular right way to do this. It's your own way. So now sense your whole face, your ears, your jaw, your nose, eyes, mouth, forehead, crown of the head, back of your head, and your neck. So your attention rests itself on your whole face, head, neck. Letting go of striving, simply noticing what's present as you do this. Any particular sensations, lack of sensation, whatever is here. Now we're going to match body sensing and breathing. So bring attention to your left shoulder. Take an inhalation, pause at the top of the inhale, and then exhale all the way down your left arm, past your left elbow, wrist, into the palm of your left hand. So now as you inhale and exhale, sense your entire left arm and hand. All of your attention is absorbed in your left arm and your left hand as you breathe in and out. Can you feel how this builds a muscle of presence and attention and patience? Not needing to go anywhere, simply feeling your left arm and hand. Bring attention now to your right shoulder. Take a deep inhalation and pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale all the way down your right arm, past your elbow, wrist, into the palm of your right hand. So now as you inhale and exhale, sense your entire right arm and hand. There's nothing else to do, simply being with the sensation you notice. As you breathe in and out, all of your attention is absorbed in your right arm and your right hand. Now let's do both at the same time. So take an inhalation, sense both shoulders. Pause at the top of the inhale. And then exhale all the way down both arms into the palms of both hands simultaneously. This requires presence, attention to the breath flowing down the arms. Now as you breathe in and out, allow your attention to rest on both arms and both hands at the same time. Noticing and welcoming anything else that may be present for you, but allow your attention to gently redirect back to your arms and hands as you breathe in and out. The practice here is to bring kind, loving attention to your experience. So we're not trying to impose that we have to be kind to ourselves, but see if you can find a self-generated sense of at least ease and kindness toward whatever it is that you're experiencing as you do this practice. So if your mind is racing or slow, or if you feel anxious or happy, just welcoming that as it is. Sense of kindness, of ease. As you now place attention on your torso, notice what your experience is, your chest, your back, belly, low back. Breathing gently in and out. If you're lying down, you notice as the abdomen rises and falls with each breath. There's nobody to be right now. There's nothing you need to know or find out. This is a practice for resting, sensing your body, meeting yourself, just as you are. So we're now going to match body and breath again. Bring attention to your left hip and take an inhalation. Pause at the top of the inhale and then exhale all the way down your left leg, past your left knee, left ankle, into the sole of your left foot. As you breathe in and out now, allowing your attention to be absorbed in your left leg, left foot. You may experience subtle sensations in your leg, numbness, whatever is present, being with it as it is. And just that patience again in the presence of your own experience, where you allow attention to rest on your left leg, left foot, as you breathe in and out. Bring attention now to your right hip. We'll do the same on this side. So take an inhalation, pause at the top of the inhale, and then exhale all the way down your right leg, past your right knee, right ankle, sole of the right foot. As your breath flows in and out now, allow your attention to be absorbed entirely in your right leg and right foot. So your body, mind may be shifting into deeper states of rest or relaxation as you breathe in and out, sensing your right leg, your right foot. Any other number of sensations or thoughts may be present as well. So doing this act of meditation here where we're with what is as it is. Sense of gentleness to your own experience. Let go of any forcing or striving that you may be applying to this practice. Can you let that fall away? Now with an inhalation, bring attention to both hips. Pause at the top of the inhale and then exhale all the way down both legs, past the knees, ankles, into the soles of the feet. Can you feel the ground and connectedness as you breathe in and out, sensing both legs, both feet? As you do this, to remember back to this place of ease or well-being that you had perhaps associated with an image or just a felt sense in your own body. Can you touch that feeling and allow it to be here simultaneously as you breathe in and out, sensing your legs and feet? Almost as if it's a background experience to the practice. Now we'll sense the whole body at once. So bring attention to the legs and feet, hips, torso, arms, hands, neck, head, face, your whole body, all at once. So breathing in and out. And check and see if there's anything that wants to be released into the surface that supports you. Any kind of subtle holding or subtle tension that's unnecessary right now as you sense your whole body here, breath coming and going, thoughts coming and going. Emotions, sensations coming and going, and you here resting back into this sense of ease, sense of being supported by the surface you're resting upon. Breath naturally flowing in and out. And as you rest here in this meditation practice, we'll also welcome any emotional tones or moods that are present. So take a moment as you're here to take inventory. Is there an emotion you're experiencing or have experienced just before this? Or a mood that wants to be acknowledged, allowed to be just as it is, just as we do with the breath and the body sensations. Notice what emotion or mood or tone may be present for you right now. It could be a neutral tone. It could be something like a easeful quality of joy. It could be an anxiety or a frustration, disappointment, a hardship that's present. So just as you bring attention to the felt sense of your body and your breath, bring attention to this mood or emotional tone or emotion that's here. All we need is to do the practice of applying our attention gently. So we breathe in and out and feeling and noticing what is here. Notice if there's an intent to get rid of it, if it's uncomfortable. So notice that too. But also giving space to what is here as if it has an important message or as if it's another welcome guest that's present. There's nothing to figure out, but just allowing this mood or emotion to be as it is in your experience. In other words, to take off the refusal of it, the no to it, and to simply allow and be with what's here. So this doesn't mean to get overwhelmed by it or to be flooded by it. So if any of those start to arise, we want to track back to that inner resource of well-being. And then come back to the experience, meeting your body sensations, your breathing, and the emotion. So just as we've moved on from arm to hand to torso to legs to emotion, now we'll move on to thoughts. We're getting in touch with the landscape of our inner experience as part of a meditation to build resilience, to find a sense of rest and ease just as we are. In order to do that, it's helpful to note what it is that actually is in our experience. So bring attention to your mind, your thoughts. Notice if they're fast or slow, or there aren't that many of them, or they're jumbled. Can you see that in the noticing of the thoughts, it's easier not to kind of be fused and to be confused by them. So perhaps your mind is like a river and you notice the thoughts being led into the river and they go downstream. Or perhaps that doesn't resonate with you, then simply notice what your mind is doing right now. And feel yourself as the one that's paying attention to what's happening in your mind. That same quality of kindness and gentleness to your experience. Can you rest back into yourself as a quality of this kind of a witnessing presence to your body sensations, your breath, your emotions, and your thoughts? So we're not dissociating from what's here, but we're disidentifying from what's here. In order to engage it, in order to be intimate with our own experience. So in this practice of Yoga Nidra meditation, we step back in order to connect and engage. The little bit of space allows us to meet what's here without getting lost in it. So if you can, feel back into your own presence. It's easy to do if you're lying down, perhaps feeling into the whole back side of your body, from the back of your head down to your heels. Remembering the sense of ease, of well-being, not separate from what's happening in your experience, deeply connected to what's happening in your experience, but not lost, not confused. So, for example, even if confusion is present, you're clear, you're confused. So in that sense, you're clear. This is the quality of our meditation practice, of building this resilience to be an engaged witness in our experience. So notice your breath coming and going. As we see more clearly into the nature of our experience, it's easier to take authentic, appropriate actions that align with our inner knowing, our truth, with action that serves ourselves and the world around us. So this is an engaged practice. Even while lying down, we're building the resource capacity and getting the tools we need to be able to engage in life without being lost or confused in it. So this is a deeply resourcing, resilience-building practice. And it takes time. So again, coming back, feeling your whole body, backside of your body, the whole front of your body. As you breathe in and out, sensing the whole left side of your body, the whole right side of your body. And now your whole body globally. being now with all your experience simultaneously. We'll have a few more minutes in the practice. And before we close, notice, is there anything that wants to be acknowledged right now? Is there anything in my life that were I to open a door and it would come into the room with me that is asking for attention or wants to be acknowledged or seen or heard? So by doing that practice of asking if there's anything else present, we're showing ourselves that we have resilience to meet what's here. So meet what comes with a sense of kindness, compassion, capacity, with that same quality that doesn't need to change or fix it, but that is engaged and responsive to it. So taking your time with that. And then circling back to that original intention, notice, is it changed over the course of the practice? Whatever you notice as you recognize what your intention was, and perhaps setting an intention now to move out from this practice into your life. A new intention. Could be very simple. Could be just to stay connected to this quality of ease as you're in conversations, as you work, or with your children or your parents or your partner. And for the last movement, perhaps bringing your hand to your heart and acknowledging that you've been present for this Yoga Nidra practice, and having a moment of gratitude for yourself for taking the time to connect, to develop resources, resilience, ease. And we'll close the practice now. Thank you.